Hello, everybody. Come on in to my craft table and let's do a little crafting, and I'm going to get comments up so I can see who's joining me. Let's see. And I went live through the MetaSuite, and let's see if it works better, because earlier today when I went live to do devotion, I was not able to see comments. My friend who was here was on her phone and she was able to see them, but they were not moving for me. So I'm hoping this will solve it. So if you would say hello when you hop on, and I have comments up now. So let's see. Hello, Linda. Hello, Janet. Hello, Miss Karen. Thank you for hopping on. And I've been shaking my paint. It says to shake it well. And we are going to make a tier tray for my fruits and onions and fresh garlic and all that kind of stuff, because I have this little colander here that I've had for a while. I don't remember where I got it, and I'm going to make it to where it sits on here, and we have our bottom to put the bigger items like the bananas and apples and things like that. So, but I got to make this look like Enamelware. So that is kind of what I'm doing. Hello, Miss Helen and Marianne Davis and Miss Shelley and Mary Light, and y'all do the things. You know what to do. Sprinkle this out, send it out, pass the root beer, all those good things. And I'm going to use something I've not used before, which is the Tim Holtz. What kind of paper is this? I don't know. It doesn't really tell me what it is. But anyway, I've not used it. I've purchased 3 different ones. And I'm going to use this around my Enamelware bowl on the bottom. So I don't know what it is, but that's what we're going to use. And we're going to put some on the colander as well. Thank you for passing the root beer. Hello, Pat from Maryland. And if you're new, put new in the comments so I can greet you later. And if we get the number of viewers up to 100, we'll have 2 winners for Happy Mail, which is 5 or 6 napkins that I will send the person that is selected on the wheel when we spin the wheel. I do have 2 or 3 to catch up on, plus tonight's. So, and I usually do those on a live as well, so y'all can watch me spin the wheel. Hello, Amanda. Let's see, what'd you say? What is that roll of paper? This is Tim Holtz. A collage paper is what it says, and I got it from Michael's. And I don't remember how much it was. It was discounted when I got it, and I got 3 different rolls. So I've got this one, and I thought because of the black and white, it would look good on here. I also have this one that's got butterflies and other critters. I decided not to do this one because of the bugs. If it was just butterflies, I would have went with it, but I don't want flies and things like that. It looks like a bloodsucker thingy, I don't know, but I decided I didn't want that on my fruit bowl. And then I have this one that I have seen other crafters craft with from time to time. This one's really pretty with the birds and the music. And I got this from Michael's. So, or was it Joann's? I think it was Joann's, actually. I think it was Joann's where I got these. So, anyway, so that's those. Okay, get those off to the side because I got a bunch of stuff here. I may not be able to. I brought the fruit in here so that maybe we can see. Hello, Miss Kay. Hello, let's see. Oh, yeah. Everyone had a great day. Okay, And then the candlestick I'm using, I got from Goodwill. This one was $1.99. This one was $2.99. I decided I'm going to use the shorter one, and I'm actually not going to do anything to these. This one here had 3 stickers. I already took one off, and that's the second one, and then there's one in the top, which the top's going to be covered, so I don't care. But it's got kind of a little bit of a copper brush to it over the black. So that's what I'm going to use. But I'm not going to attach this until I get through doing all the decoupage on there. And I think I'm going to start with this one. And so y'all, I'm going to show y'all a good way to do an enamel look using our pouncer, okay? So y'all hang tight with me, and y'all do all the things. Invite a friend that you know loves tier trays or enamelware, and send this out in public. That's the only way I can see them, is if you do it in public. You can do it up to 5 times, to be on the wheel 5 times for the happy mail, fan mail, my appreciation mail. Okay, so we're gonna do white plaster first, and let me get a paper plate because I don't like using my chalk paint in my little plastic trays because it does not wash out worth a darn. And I hope that don't fall. Okay, so I'm using Waverly white chalk paint, which I keep in my squeeze bottles. It's just easier to keep the air out. Okay. And I'm going to leave the inside the silver, and I'm going to do all the outside. And I do not remember where this came from. If I was to guess, it was probably Goodwill. Is Ricky still in jail? I think so. He's in jail for 90 days. Facebook jail 90 days. He does watch from my tablet under my dad's account. He tries to. Last night or was it last night I was live? It wouldn't play for him. So I don't know if he'll be on tonight or not. And the reason I'm doing this in the white is because I want this, you know, this paper is sheer, and if we left it dark, it would change the color of that paper. So I want that paper to decoupage true to color. So that is why I am doing this in the white. And the chalk paint dries quickly, a lot faster. Let's see, I see a piece of something there. And my friend Debbie's the one that kind of gave me this idea, because I brought this out while she was here today, and I said, I want to do something with this colander. And so she gave me ideas. You could do a hanging wind chime. I thought about that for my porch. with you know, spoons and stuff hanging down, and the wind will blow them, and hang it like this. You could do a lamp with this, and then she said a tier tray, and then I got to thinking, well, what could I put on the bottom? And so I went and got my basin wash tub, which I had done the chalk couture flowers on the bottom, and I had it hanging with my other antique stuff. So I robbed it to do this, because I don't really have a place to put my fruits and onions and stuff. So I thought, okay, that'll utilize this piece that I've had laying around that I've not used. So we'll see how this goes. Like I said, I'm trying to use stuff that I already have and trying not to go and purchase stuff. Okay, this is going to be hard up under here. I have a tummy ache, and I think I've come to the conclusion, I think it's celiac. My daughter has celiac disease, and you know, flour and all is not like it used to be. Now they put so much stuff in our food that, and I had made a roast potatoes and carrots and gravy, mashed potatoes this time, instead of cooking them in with the roast and gravy. And I do put flour on my meat to brown it before I put it in the pressure cooker. So I'm thinking that's what it is. And that's hard to get away from, especially in this house, because my dad made a peach cobbler, which is one of my favorites. And it has flour too. So okay, now I'm got to where I don't know what I'm going to hold on to. I'm going to have to dry some of this. Oops! I guess I can try to hold it like this. I hope y'all had a good day today. Hello, Carol. Thank you for passing the root beer. My daughter woke this morning feeling horrible and tested positive for the flu. Oh my goodness. Well, I had that one, that man-made one. I had it twice. It was nothing the first time. And the second time, which I really kind of question the test positive on the first one. But anyway, I took the vitamins on the second time around and I got well pretty quick. I'm kind of doing a second coat in places. It was beautiful today. Yes, I didn't get out much, but when I was going to do the devotion, because I was late today doing it instead of my normal time around 10:30, the sun was bright on my new patio, which our new awning came in today, so, but my husband hadn't put it up yet, but that will help to where I can be out there. The breeze felt really good. I took Miss Debbie out to show her the bees, and she took some pictures of our chickens. And okay, it looks like I'm getting this okay. It's just really hard to get this brush up in that little crease. I keep touching everything I've already painted. Okay. I may just go ahead and put a dry. Thank you, Miss Debbie, for passing the root beer. So much sickness going around with this weather being like that. Yeah. Everybody should take vitamin C, extra vitamin C, when it's like this. My pharmacist told me about that when my son was young, because he had such terrible allergies and runny nose. I mean, I had to run around with a tissue wiping that kid's nose all the time, and he said, put that boy on some chewable vitamin C, and he took me over to the counter and showed me where it was, and I put him on that. That was the best thing I ever did, because his runny nose stopped. Hi, Diane. It's so windy here. Finally, no rain for 1 week. Well, that's good. Yeah, we definitely need to keep some of the areas that have the tornadoes. I think Indiana, was it Ohio? Somebody had mentioned that there's some tornadoes that could hit tomorrow, today and tomorrow or something. Hello, Miss Karen Dye. Hello, Miss Patty. If anybody is new, put new in the comments. Y'all be sure and sprinkle this out. Send it far and wide in public so you can be on the wheel for Happy Meal. California is just high winds 80 miles an hour. Wow. That's some strong wind. Whew. That heat's going through the holes in the colander and heating my hand up. Let's see if I can set this down. I forgot. I need to do the top of this colander so I can paint that black edge. Let's see. I'll clean this inside up. I'll do it later. Okay, I think what I'm going to do is set this aside and let this one be drying while I decoupage the bigger bowl. If you were to do this at home, I would suggest you take it outside, sand, which I should have done that. I should have soft sanded this colander to help the paint stick better. Take it outside and spray paint it would be the better way to do it. Hello, Cheryl. Thank you for joining us. Okay, so I'm going to set this aside and let that sit. Oh, let me show y'all too my bird last night. Here's my bird from last night that we did with the Easter egg, a large Easter egg and a small Easter egg, and we did the foil technique. And I used this here stem, I think from Dollar Tree. I don't know, but to make the wings and the tail of my bird. And so there's our bird for a tier tray, or for wherever you want to set it. So if you missed that, go watch the replay for that. Okay. I think what I'm going to do is put my brush in a little plastic here from my apples. Let's see, where's my scissors? I'm going to wrap it in some plastic here, just in case I need it again, and that'll keep it moist and not dry out. Okay. All right, now, like I said, I have not done this paper before. And what is that? Let me get a new tray. Hello, Miss Sandy. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Thank you for hopping on. Okay, get my Mod Podge here. Have a lot of catching up to do. Yes, y'all, please catch up. I need the viewing minutes too. Even though I hit 10K, it doesn't do anything for me until I get 600,000 viewing minutes. And I'm only 350,000 viewing minutes. So I got a long way to go. It might be 20,000 before I get that to that. Don't know. Okay, I'm peeling off the dried Mod Podge there. And I like to keep this in a squeeze bottle as well. Helps keep the air out. And I know I'm going to need a lot of this. Okay. I don't know the best way to do this because this is not, it tapers down. So I'm trying to figure out how I'm going to get this to go around that. So I think I'm going to have to cut it in places to get it to lay down. And I'm afraid to cut the bottom, so I think I'm going to cut it afterwards, what's hanging below. And I think I'm going to, I don't think this doesn't do anything when you sand this Enamelware. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. So that don't matter. I put that sandpaper there as a reminder. I think I was gonna, I'm gonna sand the bottom of this where I'm gonna glue that, but I don't think it's gonna matter because to help the glue stick, but it did a little better there. Okay, so I'm just gonna start. Hope for the best, fingers crossed. Hello, Tamara. Hello, Lois. Thank you for sending it out there far and wide. Okay, I'm just going to start where my little hole is. And I may have to just do sections and then maybe cut it. I'm hoping it works. I'm hoping it works. Okay. So, and I really don't want to, I may just go ahead and cut some, y'all. I'm going to cut it right here on this line. Because I think it's going to be easier to work with the little. Hello, Doodle Dance Designs. Let me follow you. I see the blue link there. I'm going to follow you. There you go. Okay, I'm going to hold this like this, y'all, to make it easier for me, because I do not care to do wet Mod Podge, and I've never done this paper before. Oh, I don't know. This is not going to be easy. I can see right now. Where's my brush? Here's that brush. I'm going to use my little brush here. Oh, that makes it better. I like to use the, what do you call this? Chippy brush from Dollar Tree. And I'm pouncing it where I see there's any air pockets. This paper is much better as far as picking it back up. And I can probably go over it with my iron. Okay. And let's see, how far did I go with my... It also slides on. You can slide it. I'm cutting it up like this because of, I'll show you in just a second, because of the curve in my tray. Actually, I'm going to cut it all the way up. I'm going to have to do, hold on y'all, I got to put it between my legs here. Hold on. Okay, hold on. And it may be better to hold it between your legs to do this, so that you have control a little bit. Because I really don't want the wrinkles. So after I get this piece on, I'll show it to you. But I'm going to hold it in my legs. Okay. Okay, so I cut that slit there so this would lay down. This part that overlaps that one, I'm going to cut it off. Just like that. Let's see. Okay, so I don't have any more there, and I'm going to cut it right here. So it's going to be in pieces because that's the only way I know to do it. Where it lays good. Okay, let me put me some more Mod Podge up under here. So this paper doesn't tear like napkin does. I may have a new love. When you know, I would try something that is on an uneven surface. Thank you, Marcia. Yes, I love the paper. I thought the black and white was perfect for the Enamelware. Okay. And I'm not sure how I should do this part, if I should sand it off or if I should cut it off and let it go to the bottom. I'm not sure. I'll probably just go ahead and fold it around to the bottom. Like a certain amount of it. I think all these lights is getting me hot. And I'm sure if later you want to change this up, you could probably scrub this off. Okay, so see how I just Mod Podged it around a little bit? I'm waiting to see it pop up in my screen. I'm still holding it down because it's delayed. Okay, there you go. So I think it's looking awesome. Let me go ahead and put this piece on. Let's see, where did it come off from? Did it come? Sorry. Okay, that came off right here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on. Oops. I just messed that up. Very easy to work with. Okay. Hi Betty, I like the black print on the enamel. Thank you. Okay, let's see. All right. I need a drink. Pass the root beer, y'all. Cheers. Okay, now I'm going to bring that up that's overlapping, and I'm going to cut that off. Okay, so I like doing it in about that size sections. Plus it'll make it faster to do. Like I said, I may go over it with the iron. Okay, let me get me another piece. I'm just going to go ahead and cut a couple here. Okay, so we'll do them in that order. Okay. Y'all, never fails. I'm going to drop something every time. Okay. Okay, which way was that going? This way? Shh, shh. I'm sorry this is boring, y'all. No, me either. What are y'all saying? Can't see what you're doing. I am so sorry. Okay, I'll try to keep it up here. Okay, I'm putting the Mod Podge on, and I'm doing this in sections, and I think that is wide enough. Okay. Okay, so I cut it in sections just because it's curved here and it tapers down so it doesn't completely lay flat. Thank you, Sandra, for sprinkling it out. Happy Monday to you. Okay, so I'm lining it up, trying to line it up where I cut it. And I like to use the chippy brush. Bam. I like to just give it a sweep. Okay. And with this, you can rub it with your fingers. That works pretty good too. Okay, now the part that overlapped right here, I'm lifting it up with my finger, and I'm going to cut it. Just lay the the scissors on the surface and just go up as much as you can. Then I'm going to take my Mod Podge and put it underneath it. And it's okay, it's going to overlap just a little bit. Oh yeah, I forgot to cut this. Cut this off. I know I probably should save those. Got my Mod Podge underneath. Gonna flip this down. And I actually need some Mod Podge over here. I'm gonna lift that back up. So with this, you can lift it back up where a napkin you couldn't do. Lifting that up, put my Mod Podge under. Okay. Now I can lay it back. Okay. Taking my fingers. Now probably one of the things, if it wasn't a white surface, you could probably take and go over it with an antique wax and wipe off and let it pick up any of the wrinkles and stuff in there. And that would give it an aged look, you know. But I really like the way it looks. Okay, let's move on to the next section. I'm going to go ahead and put me some more Mod Podge in here. Hello, Krita. Thank you for hopping on and sharing it out. Oh, my daughter Amanda's on. Hey, sweet daughter. I'm playing around, experimenting. I'm making a tier tray for my fruits. Okay. All right, my next section is this one. Amanda, has Ethan gotten him a date for school yet? How long is your hair? My hair is just, I don't know, it's about to here or so. I have gone much shorter since I've been going live. It used to be about down past my, you know, where the bra strap is in the back. But I keep telling her to do it shorter because I want more to play with up here when I put it in the clip. If you want to see, you can go watch my live where I did my hair, how I show y'all how I do my hair. There's a live on that. All right. Oh, that's going to go ahead and overlap. I'm not trimming that one. Okay, let me trim this off. Oh, that's already pretty wet there. You can also take the end of your brush and you can tap. Like I said, I'm going to go over it with the iron, and that will help a lot. It'll help secure it down. Okay, let's move on to the next one. I watched the live on your hair and tried it without sprays, though my grandson liked it. My hair is growing out from a pixie and is only shoulder length. That's perfect. You can do a really cute messy top with your hair that length. Yeah, as long as I'm married to my husband, he will not let me have a pixie. His daughter kind of has like that, you know, the bob. I think she's actually growing it out again now, but that is my husband's least favorite hairstyle. So I've had very short hair one time, and it doesn't look good on me. Does not look good. I mean, short around the ear. I was trying to get it to stand up, you know, and do that spiky hairdo, because I had friends that do it, and it looks great on them. Oops, I got a brush. What do you call it? Bristle. This one I'm going to cut because it overlaps a little too much. I'll do some more. Okay. Perfect. Perfect, darling. Perfect. Okay. Don't need that. And y'all, I posted a post about the framed bird nest. My moderator, Miss Debbie, put together a kit, and it's really for people that can't get out to go get their own things, you know, to craft. And she did reduce the price to $25. So I featured it on my page. You just fill out that information, and her PayPal link is there and all of that. But she will have to see what the shipping is. I know to one of them that was here local in Spring, Texas, it was $7.40 or something shipping. So, and that is for this right here. But the bird does not come with it, nor does this. You would embellish it the way you would want, but if anybody's interested in that kit where it's shipped to you, it's featured on my page. So And if you'd like to watch the live on that, you can go back and watch the live for that as well. Okay, now I'm going to cut 2 more smaller pieces and we'll be done with that part. And I'll let that dry and then I'll go over it with the iron just to press it down a little more. Okay. I love working with this paper. This is my first time to do this.
They say you're not in front of the camera.
Oh, I'm not?
They said you're not looking.
I'm looking at it. I mean, I'm seeing it.
I just got from Amanda. She says, tell mom to get in front of the camera. Everyone is telling her and she isn't seeing it. People are saying they might get off.
Okay.
1 minute ago.
All right. This is just a hard craft for me to put it right in there, so let's see. Where'd I leave off? Right here. I missed where you got the paper. I think I got it at Joann's. We have a pretty good sized Joann's store that my husband and I went into one day, and they had it there, and they were almost out. It was on special, marked down or something. Okay. Thank you for the floating hearts. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to lay that. So I'll start kind of at the top. And this, it's hard for me to hold this because there's no flat surface for me to lay this bowl on for me to do this. So it's really difficult for me to hold it to where you can see everything that I'm doing. There's some air bubbles right there. Okay. Okay, now I'm going to peel that part up that's overlaying, that overlapped I meant, and I'm going to cut that off. Peel it up. Cut that off. And I did tear my paper right there with those scissors. And then lay that down, okay? Okay, and I need some more Mod Podge right under here. And then lay that down, okay? Then I'm going to cut. Then I'm going to cut this off. And fold it down, just like that. Okay, now I've just got one piece left. Thank you, Betty. I really like what you're doing. Thank you, Myrtle. Thank you, Vicki. Thank you all who are here tonight. Let's see, we are 35. Where is everybody tonight on Monday? We usually have higher numbers. You know, I heard some other crafters say that things are really wonky, that their numbers have been so down. So everybody has been talking about it. So, you know, when Facebook, I noticed some new things today when I was on it that has changed. So things get weird. So, hi Cheryl, thank you. Let's see. This is so nice because you can pull it back. You can pull it back up. Okay. I'm going to stand up. pockets right there. Alright, now I'm going to pull this up because it's overlapping. You can see through the paper where it's overlapping. And I'm going to cut it. Okay. Put it down. Okay, and it's overlapping over here too. I'm going to pull it up. It's starting to get stuck there. Okay. And then lay that down. Okay. Okay, lay it down. Okay, there's that, okay? I think it looks cute. Let's see, let me dry this bottom so I can lay it down. And then we'll do the iron over it. Thank you for the floating hearts. Sorry, but I have to get off. We'll watch replay. Okay, Mary, that's fine. Good night, sweetheart, and have a good night. I guess I could have washed off my chalk on the back where I did the flowers, but it kind of goes with the design. Nobody's going to see the bottom. Thank you, Betty. Thank you, Cheryl, for passing the root beer. Okay. All right, I'm going to let that sit. I'm going to set it on top of here. That's not what we're making. I'm going to set that there to dry. Okay. Now I got to try to, you know what I'm going to do, y'all? I'm going to Mod Podge all these pieces on here and not worry about any direction or anything. Those are perfect. They're the perfect size. Yep, I think I'm just going to, what do you call that, a camouflage? That's what I'm going to do. Use all the pieces. I got some here on the floor. You love the bottom also, Myrtle? Okay. Let me get some of these pieces I threw down. Okay, here we go on this one. Oh, you know what? I'm going to be covering up my holes in my colander. Unless I poke through them later. I didn't think about that. Yeah, you can see the holes through it, so I bet you I can poke the holes back through. Oops, I don't think I put Mod Podge up under there. Well, yeah, I did. It's wet. Okay. I love working with this paper. Okay. Poke them. Poke them. I wonder if I should do it while it's wet with the skewer. That'd probably be the easiest. Let's see. Yeah, that works. When you hold it up to the light, you can see them. I guess that's it. Must be one right there. Anyway, I will try and do that when I'm not on camera. But that is looking pretty cool. I thought this was going to be simpler, quick, and I'm so sorry. Actually, I was going to try to be on at 7:30. That's what I was trying to do. Okay, we're going to have to cut again. Well, darn. I cut that one too. I cut too much off, so thank goodness you can pick it up and reposition it. Okay. And that brush took and put that paper right up in the crease. I put it right up in the crease of my pan. I think it's going to look pretty darn cute. I think I'm going to get some more strips. Let's see. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece on. Uh-oh, the door closed. He's coming to tell me something else. Or they went and got the peach cobbler. That's what they did. They're eating peach cobbler without me. think it's going to be cute. But it's 9 o'clock. I've already been on an hour. So what is tomorrow? Tuesday? Would y'all like for me to come back on and finish tomorrow? My back is killing me from sitting here trying to sit up straight. The saying, when the cat's away, the mice will play. Yep, that's true. I think what I'm going to do, y'all, is we'll let this dry good. I'll iron it before I come on tomorrow. And let y'all get on to your night. And I will do this part. We'll finish this part tomorrow. I'll try to do a little bit more so I don't have as much to do. And then we can put it together. I'll do my, I'll show y'all how I'm going to put the black on here. And I think I may do the handles. Go ahead and do them black. And do this black right here. And this. And we'll finish this tomorrow and we'll put it together. So I think, oh, thank you, Sandy, for the stars. I appreciate that. Put that in my water. I'm going to go ahead and put this brush in my water. And we'll call it quits. Because I don't think I'm going to do as well either when I'm this tired. And my back's killing me. So it's not killing me literally, but you know what I mean. So here's our little bird from last night. If you missed it, please go back and watch. This was so fun. It was inspired by the Honeysuckle Haven, Miss Angie, and I did my own spin on mine with the foil technique. Okay, and then again, if anybody's interested in this kit, for those that have a long way to drive to get supplies, the bird doesn't come with it, nor this. I just did my own spin on it. There's numbers of ways you could use this kit. It is $25 plus the shipping, and I have the form for you to fill out to get your kit, and that way, because I know I think there was a couple more people that wanted this, and now I can't find it, so the form is going to be a better way to keep track. Okay, so and you can go back and watch the replay on this too. All right, so, and then there's another form for y'all if you want to be a part of the drawing that hopefully I can do Sunday for the Happy Mail, well, the 10K celebration fan mail giveaways. I have 4 giveaways, and you can go fill that form out. And there's some requirements for you to do to get on Spin the Wheel for those gifts. There'll be 4 gifts given away. And I'll try to go over more of that tomorrow as well. Okay? So I'm going to hop off. Thank y'all who was here tonight and did all the goodness. I appreciate y'all so much. And I will see y'all tomorrow. And at 10:30-ish is devotion. So if you would like to be a part of my Bible devotion, please join me about 10:30-ish Central Time in the morning. And if you would like to be notified when I go live, hop on Telegram. It's a free app you can download, and you can join my channel, which is only for me to notify you when I'm hopping on. So, and that is pinned in the comments. Good night, Roxanne. Good night, Miss Betty. Good night, Nelda. Good night, Cheryl. Thank you all, and sweet dreams to you all. And I gotta go wash my hands and have some peach cobbler. Good night.